And watching, in kind of in a nutshell, I watched the Young Turks as part of their coverage. And it just, warmed the cockles of my heart watching that, okay? Because the smugness of the left at the beginning of that night when they were counting the votes, you could see it through all of the state. Fox has had a very mixed record on the election, in my opinion. But the rest of them, smugness to the core, and watching them going from station to station, watching them, just turn white. I mean, they couldn't believe it. It's because they were talking to other pundits and other people in media. There was a closed circle. They were in a bubble, an information bubble, a vacuum here. And because of their hubris, they cannot admit that they read this completely wrong. Look at the public opinion polls that were taken before the election. I know something about public opinion polls. They didn't ask very many good questions, because if they would have asked good questions, they might have found out a little bit more about the average voter. Go ahead, Alex.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the media completely discredited itself. And, to some extent, I do think a lot of the, left-wing nuts on the TV actually believe this stuff. If you look at how Rachel Maddow kind of broke down, I thought it was one of the funniest scenes of the whole election.
I loved
really
it.
Entertaining.
I enjoyed it so much.
It was great.
So much. It was, I mean.
But, and then there's also this issue of the media is owned by this tiny handful of corporations. Almost all the big media outlets are corporate members of the Council on Foreign Relations and this globalist establishment that is just obsessed with undermining the United States and pushing internationalism, globalism, big government. And the people never really came along with this. So they do kind of live in this bubble. Many of the lower level TV talking heads on the mainstream media, so-called, really do believe this stuff. But at the upper levels, there really is an orchestrated effort to manipulate public opinion. So part of this, the bogus polls, for example, it wasn't all just, these guys are totally stupid and they don't know what they're doing. Part of it was, hey, let's psychologically manipulate the American people by telling them that actually they do love Hillary Clinton when, if you go and talk to your neighbor or the guy down the street, that's not true. Part of it really was an effort, I think, to psychologically manipulate the American people, and it blew up in their faces. I mean, the election result was just boom, right smack in their nose.
Turn the music up just a little bit.
Teach me the way, night and day.
I'm under pressure.